because now it seems to be taking a lot of time. Let me our answer. Yeah, where answer. Sunny.
Sauti yangu sawa, sauti na picha zangu kwa wall na kuna once na wifi ndio ni once na wifi nafanya kwa sababu mara nyingi kwa wall kwa screen hapa. Okay, sawa. Steady should be stable. So hakuna hiyo option ya kuzoom hivyo tu. Yes, we can. So let me take the opportunity to welcome you to this afternoon. I call it a brief because it's not the first time we're meeting. We have met before, we've shared, and what you're doing is a continuation of what you started happening. And the objective is one, that the numbers that are streaming in, especially for students who are getting from ODeL, can also be part of the university and enjoy the learning in the morning. The training is going to take about 3 parts. At first, I need to briefly alert you that we are with Madam Gladys, my native here. No, don't go with this. Yeah. So, in the department right now, we are with Gladys. Means if there's any other issue that you want assisted, we are working with that. You can just reach it because you're part of this.
Good afternoon. You're welcome, and I hope you learn and also adapt, as our conference was telling us. My name is Gladys Mulaki. In any case, I need ODeL modules, anything ODeL, I will come to you and ask you about modules and other books for our students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gladys. So we go straight into our expectation of the day and catch up. We have tried to onboard those who are not with us here. That is why you can see the young ones standing here. They are able to follow also whatever they are, because we want to learn all of us together and be able to provide support afterwards. Right? So the initial sharing is important. So before we even look at much, I wanted us to start from the rationale. Rationale, why? Why are we interested in this? Why? So why are we here? That is the first thing we need to do. So the first thing that I've highlighted there at the top is called student feedback. We carried out a survey from all ODeL students at PUEA, and they gave a feedback. That feedback is touching almost all of us in all sectors, all departments. We're going to look at the feedback with us. They are our clients, their feedback matters a lot. So therefore, that is why we're here. We need to, whatever they raised, address it. Whatever they say it is good, we continue making it gooder or even better on that. That's the first one. And I'll be doing that next briefly. But next is Of course, these are emerging issues. Distance learning, especially with the inclusion of technology. We know there was distance learning that you required to post your items on the poster, carry materials, send them by somebody to deliver. But we are moving into a modern emerging issue where we are now utilizing technology to communicate. We have a client who has come to PUEA, registered, paid, gone home. We want to be part of the learning exercise. So we cannot be left behind as a university. We need to be part of that training. And that is why we can't give that aside. Limited resources is another issue. I know not many of us were here some years ago, where the numbers were many, such that at the time of making the timetable, it was going to become difficult to design who uses where, what time. My prayer is that we still proceed there and even further than that. But with our limited resources, you have a limit as to what you can do within the campus. We want to be able to support more than 10,000 students. That is possible. If we know what the power of these tools we're sharing now is, we shall see that. Very powerful indeed. And therefore, for those of us who are not with us, and for those of us who have not come across the subject, what is ODeL? We address it here also initially, that is an open distance electronic learning, whereby a form of teaching where a teacher and a student are physically separated and the technology is used to separate, to bridge that gap. That's basically what we're discussing about. The student could be anywhere in the world. You could be anywhere in the world, but that gap is bridged by technology. That's the intention of it all. And having known those basics, I think at this stage we can now look at that student feedback. But immediately after the feedback, I welcome Madam Dr. Tabita to give us a brief of about some few minutes before we go ahead and write. So this feedback, I'll share it on the screen. I want to believe we can be able to see it. And its purpose is to help us know what it is, because it also was the first reason why we call it, the rationale for us to discuss about this in the first place. I don't know whether it's big enough, but I'm going to try and make it big. Okay. Okay, let's see. Big enough. Okay, try to make it make it a little bigger for those at the back to see. And then that looks bigger. Okay, I don't believe you can see, because you can see that's correct. You want some back? We can make it bigger. Let's make it bigger still. So 10. Okay. Let's make it much more visible. Okay. So there was 61 responses from the query we put forward for all ODeL students, and I want you to share why we believe it's very clear data. It's because don't look at the names. We wanted it to be very open. There was no hiding, so we had all the information, including the owners. But our interest is not about that. Our interest is the feedback, which is very important to us. And we start with this social responses, and if you look at it very well, it was very well distributed from various, from postgraduate, graduate, diploma, certificate, short courses, and masters. So we had students. The feedback from the students in this area were distributed from all over. And I want to believe this gives us a clear picture, because we didn't only look at master students only. They either look at certificate only, but all of them. So the feedback we get therefore is kind of distributed across the that. The other point, that's point number one. Point number two were the programs which we asked about. And that too was very well distributed data. We have data from education, which is actually taking the highest pie, and even from the number of enrollment we can tell it has the highest number of enrollments. So we have theology, nursing, business. So basically this feedback also comes from across all the departments. Next, another point of concern is the students who give the feedback where they came from. We had intended to reach all. Unfortunately, the only data we got from main campus students, those who are sort of brought right here. Not from Getty, Nakuru, Rubate, Tala, we didn't get any response from that. So it's branch one. And then in terms of the year distribution, we had students across, because they were first year, second years, then graduation, those waiting graduation, we had graduates, and then first another 8 with them. All these periods were there, which also means that these were all. And then we had a response which we asked as one of study. And regardless of what, these are all distance learning students. However, there was one or two who responded that they are from full-time, so we can ignore that for now. That's not relevant data. There was a question we posted first before even asking more details as to what was the preferred mode of study, and out of all those who are online indicated that they prefer distance, which is basically not separate with blended by combination of both. And maybe some could not understand what it meant by distance. However, our interest was to see those they still interested in why they choose the mode of learning they choose to like. So that therefore led us to ask questions like the strength of their departments. And my children are very good. They indicated is very supportive, is excellent. And this is feedback from the students who we are teaching. Therefore, their feedback is somehow reliable in terms of what it is. Some say support the department is good. For now, some indicated that they are very helpful and considerate, which are practices we're looking at. Available staff and committed HOD, able lecturers, effective learning. So there was still a positive feedback for quite a number of them. And remember, this was an open sharing where you want to hear from them. How are they, what they think are their strengths of the department, or where they are. So lecturers are competent, like some were using virtual learning, which they liked. That's what they indicated as a strength of the department. And this one indicating as it's doing well through my study at home. I want to believe a reason for that. So some gave them as a 10, and they used those metrics for professionalism, time limits, and the like. Having a variable HOD, and now is promoted to a registrar. So the point is basically we wanted to know whether they have gotten strength. We're just not looking at the bad things, but also what good is it that we get from the direct departments, which is encouraging. There's unity, strength, excellent content delivery, among others, like time saving, collaboration, and like 9 out of 10. So we also asked about the units that you believe whose content was well delivered during the learning. Of course, you need to notice that some of them are first years, therefore their feedback may not be, and some of them were very straightforward, they will tell you they are new. But those who have already learned, you can see their feedbacks. You can see that evolution, physics, chemistry, those are units they encourage, meaning their feedback is positive about those units, and they like about that. So all the units, introduction to journalism, then history of education, units by NGO, mission evangelism, grade minds. So basically the feedback is their units actually are doing very well in terms of their delivery, in terms of even the students are happy with their feedback, and we want that. Despite all that, psychology. criminal analysis. So all these are units that are done very well. Our main interest was to look at areas like this that follows, that indicate units that you believe need to improve in its delivery of the content, because that's one of the areas we're interested in, because there's a way to improve. And of course, every unit has got a way of improving. We believe there are those specific areas we can get direct feedback and even make it better than it is right now. So there's critical study, abnormal psychology, sociology, UCC, which I know at some point they might get some feedbacks, some which will be very positive, some may not sound very positive as such, but this is our feedback. These are our students, so we need to serve them, so we cannot run away from that. So guidance and counseling, introduction to computer, you see, look about the units, they want practical. Introduction to computers and medical thought, this is the unit. So those are the units, and this report is available for us to have checked specifically on the area, especially when to improve it and make it better. So all UCCs had to get a teacher, except so and so, that's okay. And if you notice, this is something that is recurring, is providing of notes on time. We can just show that. On time. This is the point I want us to address, and it is indeed an issue in the exam. When you say lecturers provide us on time, it is their gap. That is the gap we want to fill, and make sure that we can be able to serve them properly with that. So Christian education. So one writing note you can directly or conclusively say that's a first year. Yes, it's got the class, so there's no feedback on that. Yeah, students are asking for online classes. They say New Testament and Old Testament, let these lecturers be up to giving us online classes. So this student means they could be ODeL students, yes, registered, but they are not receiving those online classes, which is the point we're addressing right now here. It could be that maybe the lecturer in place may not have an idea how to do it. That's why we're doing a training and ensure they know how to do it in the first place. They're not left behind. Neuroscience. A practical for introduction to computers, okay? That's right. Units, and then introduction in sociology, and some are dedicated. And therefore I say, if you feel you need maybe more information on a specific unit or area, you can come for that data, and then you can check details on that. If you, from this kind of sharing, you're not able to get the point and move forward with it. So, look at that. Study materials is the issue where my cursor is right now, that they need to give their respective study material. And that is also what we are addressing here, that once we know how to share resources, we won't have a case like this. I know we are at a scenario where one of the lecturers said, no, I sent mine to the students, I sent them to the WhatsApp. I know the time will be addressing that at some point, but the point is that with online learning, you need so many metrics to confirm your delivery of content, as well as feedback from that. You may send these students by WhatsApp, but because the phone has crashed, the phone is calling, some of them not will remember, some didn't check, some the phone number was wrong. You assume you sent your notes, but they didn't arrive there. The point is that we aren't using the correct structured method. We need to use a structured approach and agreeable, acceptable across the world to deliver content, to avoid such kind of feedback when we have that. So not sure, these are for students, CPE, UCCs. So critical study, comparative situation, giving our notes and cuts, we need to take care of that. These are new ones. Providing materials, same point. And you know what happens whenever you keep delivering content by, let's say by email you send, sometimes you may send a topic, you may send an outline, and you think you send with all topics. Therefore, when we utilize the online tools provided, the content is properly organized so that it can be approached by a new learner. Any new content can understand that. Lecturers should regularly their emails with relevant departments. It's understandable. So there are these students who want to talk to the lecturer by email, and he writes an email, bounces back, can't get back. So we are not achieving the ODeL objectives we are not able to support the students who are learning far away, separated by this distance, but technology bridging the gap. These are kind of things we need to confront. Management of this, changing lecturer midway, that was the trend at the department, not you. Critical study and the like. So that's a point. We also asked about the indicated challenges you are facing in your learning process, because this is the challenges we did want to address. We have to hear them first. You can't address what you don't know, the issue is. So among the ones that indicated, we include things like school fees, that's what area, mine does about that one. Notice the fact where saying some lecturers talking rudely when you want the notes. This, I'm sure it's a feedback from a student, and maybe it must have happened, but I think among the trainings, what you're doing is to pass the message that actually this is a client. We are serving each other. So if a student takes this feedback, he has about 10 or 20 people around him, and he has shared that. Lecturers at PUEA, they are very rude, or they can respond to you rudely. So we are killing our markets. We want to pay our salary, and we have to address this once and for all. Online studies, that's what they want. Okay, delay in delivery of notes. These are the issues we just mentioned again. On time, delay modules, still the same issue. So it's a challenge we want to address. We need to train this. We will train again until this recommendation. We want to address this once and for all. College, I think must have in English, accessing lecturers. We know it's difficult, and that is why we have the ODeL department, which should bridge the gap between you and the student. You know, you could be having 40 students. You don't expect all the 40 students to be calling you every day, asking you, you didn't send me mine, what happened this way? What we're trying to do is to bring in the ODeL department, sitting between you and the student. So we're able to address their issues, understand what they really want, avail the resources that they want. At least you can have a peace of mind if your work is properly organized. You don't have to worry about that anymore. He says I'm going to interact with some lecturers. I only get to see them during exams. You know, we know they don't have to interact. This is already a sign that some students need to have to come to look for me. They don't get that. If we are failing the resources, if we learn on how to do it, we are failing it online. They don't need to come and look for you unless it's something important. But again, you say the department comes in to bridge that gap. We will handle it. If we are not able, then we look for you. Madam Gladys has indicated she may even come to look for you specifically and maybe ask you for this and this. We need this not supported. It is all meant to make sure that we don't have this kind of feedback at all. Okay, it is hard to clarify. Indeed, this point number 3 here, I know whether you can see my cursor there. In case of any questions concerning assigned unit, becomes hard for any clarification. So we had said earlier that when we utilize the tools, we don't just use the tools for where it's like a double site. Go and put the notes, we proceed our way and wait. But we can be able to also utilize the same tools online there, whatever we're going to learn briefly. We can still do an online class. Do one class a week. Do one class a month. At least share, talk to the students, hear what they say. The good thing is you can do it from your house in the evening, 8 p.m. once you're done. Once you schedule that class, you can easily share with them and find out. Let them ask these questions. We want more students. We want to address the issues. Okay. The same case, getting notes and tutorials. Okay, so notes still, that's the issue still. Some lecturers tend to be arrogant and insensitive. That's kind of feedback we're talking about. We're not discussing that. We need to handle that. It's all about the way we put our data. They don't issue notes on that. So if we can just maybe just end it at this point, and I can conclusively say, at least I've seen more than 10, 15 indications that it is difficult to have this consultation, it is difficult to get the notes, and therefore we can address this. This is not a difficult issue. We just need to know that indeed some don't know that this is an issue. Some don't know that this is our clients. So if the client has indicated this and we move together and assist each other to make sure we sort it, we could be sorted this. We don't expect absenteeism because this is not a physical class. Students doesn't have to come through for you. This is a distance learning. The student should stay at home, at his work, at his place of work, and then be able to interact with the system. So we'll be understand because of some maybe unclear issues. So let's go ahead and lack of access to study materials on time, lack of proper communication channels to the lecturers for their students. So this is point number 4 indicated here for this one specific respondent. Lack of proper communication channels. So it is actually exactly a reason why we are discussing about ODeL departments today. Because we've put them together in a pool that whenever they have an issue, they handle it with the department and probably they will be guided. If it requires your attention, then you'll definitely be asked to assist in that. They see sometimes, especially during the first tutorials, lecturers fail to attend. I don't think this is necessary for ODeL students. Low quality education, it depends on how they consider it. That shouldn't happen. Reaching lecturers is becoming difficult. Okay, that's already addressed. I think that. I've not started, that's a first year. Receiving learning materials late, we addressed that. I think we just had a repetition. And some lecturers take long to send notes, we've already addressed that still. Some online classes are necessary, we've already said that also. We just combine both the data and the like. So, communication breakdown, name them and the like. Lack of enough time to study. Sometimes notes are sent too shallow to get us ready for exams. Some are not typed, and also I want to believe he meant to say, or she meant to say, ineligible. Maybe somebody scanned something and it is not visible after that. Of course, this is all feedback to help us because we are preparing to serve the students. And maybe a point is put forward. Maybe we have some spare some time, spare some money, spare some opportunity, time, have it typed and share. We meant to have this kind of case where somebody saying it is ineligible, it's scanned or handwritten and can't do something like that. We have to address this. So, missing marks, some lecturers are unavailable for tutorials and great. So all this feedback is the reason why we're here. We said part of it to handle that. We talked about areas to improve, and we talked about like this student talked about face to face, but then here we're talking about technology. Must be in between that. Lecturers to give notes on time, same issue, same answer for what you talked about. Cuts. Remember with the new change that a student has to have the cut marks before printing exam card to do a main exam. These are the students, we should allow them to come here looking for us, maybe to do this kind of recording, like filling on marks, therefore, revision. If all lecturers give a listening ear, the program will be shining, which is true. I agree with the respondent here, because maybe that's their only challenge. They don't have any challenge at all. Listening ear means maybe difficulties, can we assist you on how to avail your resources online very easily. Since I enrolled, I've never attended any online class. Well, we need to find out that. We need to help. We need to sort out that gap. Let's just close it up. And then, so there are more. And online learning could be a solution for me. Of course, that's what I enrolled for. And if it's suffering, yes, it gave it as a problem and a solution, let's try to sort it out. I'm not going to read all of them, but the point is that we are actually seeing the point from the mode. You can tell where the direction is taking us, what we need to handle. And we don't want to, this person saying I'm a new student, we don't want them to make those kind of challenges also. We want them to find a different environment altogether and move together on that. I can skip that and move to, have you been taught online before? And about 50% only have indicated that yes, they have. but we anticipate that since they are ODeL students, let them all learn online, not just a few. In fact, we went further and asking, for example, like what kind of model of learning or online they study they used, and most of them indicated a number of things. You can see Google Classroom, so some lectures are using that, you can see that. Google Meet, you can see Note here, you can see Zoom, and actually Zoom takes the highest order of that. So it means that some have done it. So we went ahead to find out those who would be interested to study or to do their CAT online. Remember, this is trying to address the issue of instead of requiring a student to come and do a CAT, you can actually log into the computer, do a scheduled CAT. When it's automated or some work requires your intervention, like essay questions, then you can. So out of the 61 respondents, I can't see that number, sorry. 39 of them, 63%, 64% basically indicated that they prefer to do the CAT online, which means that's an area also we want to address by training you. How do you set your CAT online? Schedule it for a given date. When that date comes, the CAT or the assignment will be active, the student can do, finish, and you can get the results instantly. So that's part of the area of specialty training to ensure it is done. And that was the main first part of our training today, because the issue was wanted to look at the student feedback, and that feedback is what forms some of the basis to help us move forward. So at this time, I want to welcome Dr. Tari to just give us a brief. I know some of us will be the first time learning about ODeL, some have heard it before, and some have used it, but it's better when we get from a person who is welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Walter. Actually, when I came here, I thought you were going to enter Moodle and give us a few practices. But the feedback is good. It's actually a background of what I'm just going to give a brief. Let me just start by saying, because people will wonder why is she jumping in. So one of my masters, yes I have two, is distance learning systems, and I've worked in this my 7th university. So one of the universities I was coordinating online learning between Australia and Saudi Arabia. The other one I was a director of ODeL, so I have some knowledge. All right. Yes, some knowledge of language. Okay, so what I just want to mention is that we are very lucky in this university that a time is coming when quality systems will demand us to show what our online classes are all about. So far, I want to say we have 5 generations of distance learning. We are in the 5th generation. The first one was about correspondence, which the main technology was postal communication. We also know poster has died. So why is it we are posting notes? Please, let's leave the email posting away, because there will be no way, if we have a strong quality system, you will prove that you sent the emails. They went to spam, some students didn't have the correct email. Students also give funny emails, by the way. So you will be asked, how come, and you've seen the feedback, some say they never received, and it is the onus is on the lecturer to actually show that they sent that information. So in the 5th generation, now where we are, we demand 3 things, and this is based, because like any learning, don't forget that distance learning or online learning, the key thing is still learning. It's not technology, it's the learning. So we do have theories of learning, you know, behavioral, cognitive, and all that. So now we have something called online theory, online learning theory, and it demands 3 things: presence, cognitive presence, social presence, and the teacher's presence. So you cannot put notes on email and disappear. that is not, okay, that is not online learning because that generation is past. It was based on postal communication, but now we have so much technology. So one of the weaknesses of, can I just, okay, so one of the weaknesses of those old models of distance learning is that there was no interactivity between the student and the lecturer. So in this new model, based on learning management systems, which Mr. Walter has been training us about, Moodle, and maybe later when he gets into Moodle, he'll show you one of my courses. Because you need to be present. There are principles of distance learning. Do not drop notes and disappear. Please do your profile, put your picture there, so that when the students are seeing your notes, they can hear your voice and they can see you in the picture. Use conversational communication. Say, welcome to our class. Be like it's the normal class. Put a forum where students will introduce themselves. Just like the first week you're breaking ice. So Moodle has a forum where you say, the first thing is about a discussion forum, where you ask, you tell them about you, tell them even the things you do, because if they're postgraduate students, they'll be looking even for a supervisor. So if somebody is going to do maybe distance learning, they'll remember, Dr. Tabitha introduced herself in one of the classes as this and this, and I can recommend that for another student who's doing that. Or you say, Madame Rose said she's specialist in midwifery, and if someone is doing a study in midwifery, they remember that. So you're also putting up your work, and this is the thing about sharing online. So use conversational, say this is our forum, we want to introduce each other and know each other, you tell them about yourself, give them space to also tell each other about each other. Use interactions, forums where you put in a question and people discuss, they need to discuss. And you go back and look at the discussions and give feedback. Don't disappear. Don't ghost your students. This is the bottom line. Another thing is group work and conversational learning. All these are available in Moodle, and Walter will show us in good time. Record your classes, because this is a flexible mode. All students are not like the normal classes. Some would like to come into your class. You'll never get a time when everybody is available, because that is why they chose online learning. So if some are available, they're working at daytime, others are working at night, like nursing. So they want a situation where they can access what you lectured to other students so that they find it. There's a Zoom plugin in our Moodle. I've been using it, and you can record yourself when you teach a group and another group can come. The beauty of online learning is that all the material are available and they can look at it at any time, anywhere. It's education anytime, anywhere, any place. Okay? Many academia are worried about copyright issues. So Moodle has a thing called Common, you write under Creative Commons. It's a license where everybody is allowed to share, but you're not allowed to use somebody else's work without their permission, because that would be plagiarism or stealing. So if you are an academia in my age group, they're always worried. If I put my notes, others will take, well, in the next semester you're not teaching that class, Walter will give it to someone else. No, there's a rule and people are guided by it. What is another beauty of sharing your slides? You'll find even places in online called like SlideShare, where you can put the slides you've used in any class all over the world. People share their slides there. I also get a lot of materials from there. If I'm in a hurry to make slides, I can get from there. What is the beauty of sharing your work? Because somebody will use it, maybe even in Japan or America, and they'll find these slides, they look like it was a very good class. Imagine they call you, because your contacts are already there. It's so beautiful that You can be called just because of a class you gave on a day, and then you are told to go and help them. We call that shared writing or co-creation. Yes, we call it co-creation. Me, I'm talking. All right, so we call it co-creation. You'll find that people all over the world can call you and say, I saw your slides on this and this subject. Can we write together? Can we create a class together? So what I want to say is that online learning for other universities, it has opened students, it has opened opportunities to have more students because there's no limit in the number of students that you're going to have. I also want to point out that it is not easy. The initial work is very labor intensive, but if you do a good preparation, like for me, my practice, if it's a unit I've taught before, now I have the slides for the 12 weeks. What I do next semester when I come, I update them because academia is always changing. I have to find new information to add into my classes. But the good thing is now, I have just classified them in 12 weeks. I lock them because Moodle can open them automatically for you, or you can put the dates when you want them to be opened. So you will just put in everything for 12 weeks, don't disappear of course. That means that now you have more time to come and check on your students' discussion boards. Again, online learning is not easy because imagine in a classroom, when you hold a discussion forum, you go moderating in groups, probably there are 8 groups. So you can go around the class and that can work in 1 or 2 hours. But for online learning, everybody is contributing their ideas to the discussion forum. If you have 100 students, you have to read 100 notes if everybody contributed, and that's not easy. So usually people think you can teach light classes because it's online. Sometimes if you are really serious with what you're teaching, you'll find it is not manageable. However, there are ways you can mitigate that, and we'll tell the teachers on how to do that on Moodle. The other thing about communication, Moodle has a messaging system. For me, I've used 3 learning management systems. One is Blackboard. Moodle is what we use commonly in Kenya because it's an open resource. So we don't have to keep buying a license for it. But so Moodle has a messaging system. Please message your students there. I do that all the time. I tell them, in 2 weeks we are going to have a cut. So they are not on campus. They need to prepare. So I tell them, in 2 weeks we are going to have a cut. If you have any information, just give it to me. We also have a plugin which is an email. The good thing is if you email them through Moodle, the quality department can come and make a follow-up of what you have been doing online. Some universities are very strict on that. I think a time is coming when that will happen here. So the more you practice it, it will be less stressful when it will be demanded of you. Is there something else? I was just talking about my Yeah, so the 3 things I said about cognitive presence, social presence, and educational presence. So cognitive presence is when you're telling, you're giving information. Social presence, even though the students prefer online learning, they usually prefer it because of the flexibility. They don't prefer it because they don't want to see the lecturer. So make sure you're present in some form. Talk. Your voice can be heard by what you write. Every so often, if the discussion forum is quiet, jump in there. Say, I put in this topic last time, how come nobody has talked about it? Ask them questions. There are forums where you can ask questions and they answer back. You mark them impromptu, called chat boards, impromptu quizzes, just like the normal class. So we don't envisage you moving what you do in the normal class and just throw it into ODeL. You need to change your notes of the normal class to make them conversational. Imagine you're talking to one student online. So talk to the student as if he's there. Say, we are going to do this, how would you do this? Not you, but just talk to the person as very briefly, I want to stop there. Unless you have a question. Okay, to project one of my courses. Okay. If we are there, so the navigation box will tell you all the blocks that you want. You can go home, that is to the main module, the dashboard, you can just scroll this side. Let me see. Can you see it down? Okay, that's fine. Let's just talk about the course. Alright, so the first one you're always given by module is announcements. There you can give them all the general announcements that the department has, or the announcements you have for your class. And you can even tell them the events, like what we do with the academic calendar. So you can put that on the announcements. The first one is a discussion forum, which I call welcome. So I tell them, dear class, welcome to this course. My name is this, I will be facilitating this course. We already met in the physical class, so this is a blended course, because I'm now referring to what we've already done. So because it's a blended course, that means we meet online, and we meet in the physical class, we also meet outside, online. So you tell them all the information that you'd like them to know. So we therefore get right into work, let's learn from each other. Now, if it was a pure online class, in that forum, I would say my name, I would tell them all about me, the things I want them to know about me professionally, and then I would ask them, please click on this to tell me also about yourself. So the next one is the discussion forum, which we will use this for any questions and discussions with each other. When any of us posts questions, let's try to answer and interact with each other. You can also add there, let's have an etiquette, because people don't need to be rude to each other. If you don't have anything to say, or you don't have to say anything, don't say it. Because I see the way people fight on Twitter or social media, just being rude to each other. You are still the manager of your class, so you want it to be controlled. You can click on the discussion forum. Okay, so if there's anybody who wants to talk about, they will click on that red place and also give their own information or ask any of their questions. We can go back. Yeah, so in the first class, I do that. I write the notes. In the first, it's just the objectives, the course guide. We probably don't need face-to-face on that. You can scroll down, you'll find a link somewhere. Okay, maybe this one I need to put. But usually, if you have the link for the online class, either it's Google Meet or Zoom, you can bring the link here, and then you'll just simply tell them, this is our online class. We'll be using it when, in addition to what we have as notes, and in addition to the things that we are using. You also have a space to put your assignments, and you tell them when the date, when it's due. It keeps turning colors on its own. By the time it's red, the students will be submit, so they are cut off. Yeah, the thing I talked about, the 12 weeks, so you can see I have all the information for all the weeks. Next time I'm teaching the same course, I will just come and edit the information that I want to talk about. You can click on one of them, the notes. What is this? Okay, there are many ways you can put your notes, your handouts. You can actually give the real notes or turn your slides into PDFs. And once you have done it into PDF, the student can download it. That's a fact. And you don't know where it can end up. So it's up to you how you want to make your handouts. However, they're not in slide form, so it is very difficult for them, whoever wants to use your lecture again, to change it back into slides. But it is up to you how you want to put in your handouts so that the students can download them. Is that okay? Oh, we want to show a quiz. Yeah, we can go back to the board. I think there's one. There's a Zoom link. That is one for the online class, which we can use. Just go down, you'll find a quiz somewhere. No, it's not there. Okay, you can take another course. My courses. Okay. Just go to my courses link. Here. Oh, you have your own. Okay. Okay, let's see. That's the same one. Okay, let's see that. We have a quiz. It's okay, but he'll show you how to put a quiz, and it's very good because if you want to use it for your cards, you can put it in such a way that it will open at the time when you want the students to do it. You can give them 1 hour so that they don't go into. We don't have a proctoring system. Other places where it is required of you to do a quiz, the computer can lock all the other sides. But for this one, so you can tell them you'll have a quiz on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and it will be 1 hour, and you can run it for 1 hour. The system will lock once that happens. And then if there were multiple choice or true and false, people always imagine that students will steal from each other, but Moodle is the best thing because you can rotate the answers so that what I'm seeing as A is not what my friend is seeing as A. My A is from the other A. What somebody is seeing as number 1, mine is probably number 10. So I can't call my friend and say, what is the answer to number 10? Because my number 10 is different from theirs. We keep rotating. So I think it has very many advantages, and that's what I want to say. Thank you. You have a question?
Thank you so much, Daktari. Whenever I go through the contents of the LMS that we're using, her work is very organized, complete, and very active user. And I think she's a resource you can make use of. That is, if you want to learn something. She mentioned about a class. I think I opened the one which needs it. Yeah. For example, this class, this is another class. This is a short course. And in the short course, you can see a link here. Click here to join the virtual class. And then at times you can have your class name at the top, so that you continue with the normal, as the lesson develops. Whenever you have a lesson in meeting, you go back to the class. And you go back to class, click on the link to join the class directly, which will show you how to do this. Any question for the chat before we proceed? And Yes. No, they are both so far away.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I've not had experience with Moodle, and I've had a bit of experience with Blackboard. And so I was just wondering, which is, first question, which is the best LMS? And for our university, do we have an LMS that we have subscribed to?
Thank you very much. And she asked a very important question. First, it is good to know we don't have only one LMS in the world. There are so many. Of course, Blackboard, Madam has already mentioned one, she has used it. We have Moodle, and we have many, and we even have custom-made LMSs that have come up, especially during the Corona period. People develop various LMSs to assist. What does LMS stand for? It's a learning management system. So that's our LMS, that's what the LMS is all about. If you ask me which one is the best, of course, each of them has got some advantage over the other. Some has got some goodness over the other. Like, to me, I look at an LMS. The goodness of an LMS is as good as the user of that LMS. For example, the individual, you're the lecturer, the way you prepare your notes, the way you organize your work, can make it better than whoever has the best LMS in the world. So that's what I look at it. You give you the best interactivity, and like almost all LMSs have got almost the same features. There are about 5 of them. The scalability, the flexibility, the multiple features that come with them in terms of what you call plugins, charts, capabilities, quizzes, assignments, name them. Almost all of them have got all those kind of tools with it. Yes, like time.
Yes, I want to add about open education resources because we asked. So open education resources has made even lecturing very, very interesting and very easy. That means you will find so much information online, no matter what the subject you're using. Just go to Google and say midwifery PowerPoints. So they will show you the PowerPoints that are free and some which are not. So if you find open education resources, you can find PowerPoints which are related to your class, and then you can just edit them for your class. Now when we come to the learning management system, a Moodle is an open education resource. You don't need to pay for it. You just need to pay for hosting it. The server, is that it? Yeah. The institution. Yes. So if you have, the more students you have, you probably need a very big server. So you find other universities now source where it can be hosted. As he said, there's no advantage to the other, but as Africans, we want to use open as much as we can, because it saves us money. So we find the go-to for everyone is now Moodle. But it is not inferior when it is in some ways to Blackboard, but Blackboard is very expensive. You need to buy an annual license.
Thank you very much. Is that correct?
Thank you very much, Dr. You have taken us through the preparing, say, online learning, and then you also took us to the next stage of now having, say, the topics that are actually going to be taught. My question is, how do you, in simple terms, there is something like lesson planning. How do you plan? How do you get to now having the topic, the steps, kindly?
Again, because I did postgraduate diploma in education, and again, the quality systems, once where very serious quality system, don't quote me, want for you to have a lesson plan. So that is very important. So it's not very different from the one you make for the normal class. As lecturers, we get away with a lot in the face-to-face class because some lecturers bamboozle the students. You can talk for 3 hours and you'll have taught them something. Now for online learning, this is not possible. You have to prepare. So there are also open resources which give you a template of a lesson plan. So the lesson plan you tell them what the topic is. So when you're given a unit, you have to divide it into 13 or 14 topics. And how they develop with each other, depending on the curriculum. Again, the curriculum, there are those which are linear. One concept adds to the other. Others are circular or spiral. So you teach one thing, you'll come back to it in 3 weeks. You introduce a new one, you come back to it. So it depends on what principles you're using. Once you do that, so once you have your topics, then you put each topic for each week. You have the learning objectives, you have the course objective, and that's why the first week you must give them the course guide. The course guide, just open one of my course guides, I think. The course guide must also have the division of all the 12 weeks, what you're doing for every 12 weeks, for all the weeks, every week, and then also, I think this thing is, you will also, just a minute. Because okay, let's try. No, that's not my yeah, okay, yeah. So this probably is yeah. So you can see in week 1, you're telling them what okay. This doesn't look like work. I don't know who copied it for me. Okay, so you've told them the purpose of the course, the expected learning outcomes of the course. Remember, every lesson and every class will have its own objectives or its own outcomes, what you want out of that class. So if you continue, you can give them a table. This is for their consumption, but yours is more detailed. You don't give them yours, just scroll it down a bit. So we can see the weeks. Yeah, so in week 1, we have, that is the content, and you tell them the learning materials or the activities that you're going to do, and then week 2, the same. Now you can show them in week 4, you have part 1, which you can make an assignment, or which in week 8, again you have part 2. Now once you have this objective, these topics, you have to go and break down now to the individual learning objectives. The learning objectives are of course based on the course outcomes. What is it you want the students to do at the end of the course? Is this answering? In a way? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you so much for that detailed explanation, and especially allowing us to invade your course resources. Any other question that you want to ask Dr. before we move forward? Any question? Karibu, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. The unit, a new semester, and students are registered for different units so that So when you open the portal, do you find those units there by default, or you usually add them manually one by one? Just
Thank you. Very important question, Associate. First, for accessing the resources online here, you as a lecturer, you have the ability to add your own units and custom units. In fact, one of the expectations is that we train you on how to do it. So when you log in, you can create your units and change them accordingly. Okay. So we can then continue and finish your point of study. So having looked at some basics, the backgrounds, what expectation, especially from rich content from Daktari, which she explained very well, it's a time where we need to understand various tools and procedures that are available that can support that are available at PUEA. Because now we need to use them, we need to match up, we need to be able to do it now practically. Therefore, one of the objectives here is to ensure that you can all access the LMS online. Remember, we cannot do anything else. You can't access the LMS, then we cannot proceed with any other discussion. Objective 2, for those who don't have an account, we want to ensure that you can be able to create an account on that portal. Be able to log into the portal and understand it. So if we get all of this sharing, and we can do all of this, you can say we've achieved part of our objectives, which we combine and continue to share. That's not the only thing we need to do. We need to see also, we look at the interface, the dashboard, home. We need to know how to update your profile. Daktari told you that you need to even add your picture there. Let the students get to see the person they're dealing with, whether by an avatar appearing somewhere, the person. Messaging and support to students. And even something I wanted to share very currently, something called Student Progress Monitor. Like you have your resources set. How do you tell that out of 20 students, 16 have accessed the resource, 15 did not access? How do you check that? When was it accessed? All those kind of reporting statistics you are very critical. And among the things I wanted to see you can achieve. This is going to make it a very big one. The two, when you create a new course, students must enroll into that course, a process we call self-enrollment. We have made it to be by default, meaning you create a unit today, call that unit my unit, and let your students or share with your students, they can enroll in that unit. That's what we're talking about. Then the courses contain the dates, periods, semesters, offering, among the resources of them. Found that very challenging on some forums we had before, but I said I will put it up again here. Self-enrollment in the course, we said that we can have ability to have a course that the user can pay to access. That will share it in another level, not now. Then how to organize your course. Like that you can organize your work either by topics or by weeks. But I prefer very much when you have it per week, because you already know you have about those 12 weeks. You can easily plan your work, when to have the cut, when the assignment on each of the weeks you have. Completion, adding the content, even the appearance, the course, and even groups, because you can have 50 students and you want to have them to work in groups of 15. So the system gives you the ability to automatically group them and have them work on those group discussions, submit their work. So it's got very many capabilities. However, thank you. So I hear from those who are following us from at home, indicating you cannot hear me. So I'm trying to put it away from my mouth so that you can able to hear me. You can confirm if you can hear me now. Very well. So the first thing that I supposed to do in understanding our LMS systems, to understand that there are many other tools available to teach online. It's not just an LMS that contains the resources we just shared a few minutes ago. but also other tools just shown on the screen, the Zoom, Google Meet, Mentimeter, Kahoot, Big Blue Button, Skype, Office, laptops, library, internet. All these are tools together. We call them as part of the ODeL tools. We don't separate them. They are part of that. Internet connection being part of that. So for the university LMS to access it, we use the URL shown on the screen, PUEA.elearning.ac.ke. So meaning, where is the URL? I think that was the question asked by Ted. I think we just answered it. Thank you. That PUEA.elearning.ac.ke. So if you have your phone, if you have your laptop, you just type that URL. It will lead you into a page like the one you're seeing here on the screen now. It will give you a screen like this what you have. So for those who already have the account, you just have to put in your username and password if you have the details. Username and password, you get you on. Let me just point to you can see the red marks. Those red marks are indicating where to put your details. Then you click on the login button, the one I've pointed in the yellow arrow. So this is a quick way of getting to the LMS. However, there are those who do not have an account yet. They have never used it, do not have a username and a password. If you try to log in, it will lead you to a page like the one you're seeing now, which is asking you, I've just used the red marker, is this your first time here? If you look at the bottom of the screen, if you don't have an account and you try logging in, you will result in what we have. Invalid login, and this is your first time. So go ahead and confirm indeed you are, click on that button, and it will lead you to a page like the one shown now, where you put your details. So this is it's like opening a Gmail account. It's a form, just fill out the information required. Among the things you fill, include your email, your first name, last name, city, county. We also ask for your phone number for validation, that's important. And you can just give you a robot, just confirm not. For staff, we're asking that you use your email as your username. So you're going to have to put your email 3 times, because you'll be asked, put your username, put your email again. So 3 times you'll have putting up your email address to go to access. Password should be a bit secure. We've already added some features. Those who are not aware, a few years ago, we had some intrusion into the system as it was being developed, and therefore we had to take a number of things. Among the things changed include the emails you can use to log in. We only allowed emails from @PUEA.ac.ke, @students.PUEA.ac.ke, Gmail account. That's all. So if you have a Yahoo account, it cannot log in. You can't log into the system. If you have any other email, Outlook, MSN, they can't log into that. So we restricted that. At the same time, we added the security check that is at the bottom there in your robot. This is a Google validation tool we included into the LMS to ensure it's secure, to avoid again being a target of that. So once you register and create the account, an email will be sent to the email you use. So log into the inbox of the email and validate, confirm. This is also part of the features to ensure we have valid accounts. So the email you use, therefore, you must be able to access it. Otherwise, you cannot continue to use the system. You cannot go to the right. At this stage, if you don't want to, because I'll show this, I'll just make it very fast so that you can be able to catch up and see whether you can get back to whether your phone or your laptop. So the interface that you may result may be like what you have on the screen here. It will be different a bit. We've changed it a little to contain your courses which you have enrolled, so that you can quickly pick your courses. I'm going to switch to that right away. So you can turn off from again. So if you log in for the first time, what you see is my courses, and your courses will be provided with that. The first icons you see are your courses. So if you have got 4 units you are teaching and you've enrolled to the same, you will see them the first ones on the top, just like you're seeing this. Otherwise, to the bottom, you will see the rest of the units, other available courses. You will see it's like the PEC 14, EDU, virtual, SPH 110, and like you can see the rest of that. That is what I was describing. So, at this stage, because I wanted us to move, and even those at home, you can try this. You may try to log in, because I'll be able to demonstrate something very quickly. So if you have your phone and you've created an account, or try to create an account, you should be with me at the same level. You can try that. It's a practice session. It's the best way to learn. You can log into your account. I can give you 1 minute. 1 minute, try to create the account, try to log in. So if you have a challenge, you can raise it, you can mention it. You can check for feedback.
Oh, okay.
Even those who's at home, if you have a challenge, you can query it. If you write on an SMS, you should be able to see it. Just ask the question. So open the Chrome browser, those of you using the phone or laptop, open your browser, most probably. You have Chrome, open it. Type there PUEA.learning.ac.ke, PUEA.learning.ac.ke. If you type that, select to you have a challenge, you can let me know. So if you have no account, you can try creating one. PUEA.learning.ac.ke. The page that you should see should be close to what you're seeing now. But I'm logged in. And the challenge you can let us know. So that is done, and we can see 2, 3 of try doing. We can actually Still a yeah, no feel. Password create here. Okay. No. Okay. Yes.
Sawa.
So those who have already joined, we can proceed. And I think there's a question from Dr. Oresi about the online exams. And they ask if the online exams are tamper-proof or viable. Very well. Are they viable or tamper-proof? Okay, these are two different questions I think which are not related. First of all, viability, yes, they're viable. If you're talking about going online, then online exams are a part of that online resources. They are a part of the online resources. So the viability of the same is because we have said for online includes both the resources and evaluation. Are they tamper-proof? Yes, they are tamper-proof. So there are restrictions we teach about exams which you need to apply. Among them, they include the following. Number one, the date of the exam, time for each question, the shuffling feature that I mentioned, which means you can have 20 questions, allow the students to do. But you can turn on the feature which by default allows when one is student question 1, even if you open it on another laptop, you get question number 16, for example. Another one is seeing question number 20 on the bottom. When you go to the next question, when this one goes to 17, so that shuffling ensures, even if you are in the same room trying to copy the same exam, it will be difficult to there were so we say we type PUEA-elearning.ac.ke, PUEA-elearning.ac.ke. I want to show back. Type PUEA-elearning.ac.ke, PUEA-elearning.ac.ke. That is what you type for you to be able to access the resource. PUEA-elearning.ac.ke. Okay, if you've typed that, then you're going to join. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are some who have gotten their access or access before. Those are able to help and help with you in that. So I want those already done, who are already in, you can move forward. However, because about a minute. I don't think we have your qualifications. You just get another. Check the that. You can't see any. Your cards. Please just get a look at your cards. Okay, so we have the I think we have a number. So one of the objectives was to understand our LMS, and I'm heading straight to that. That as you look through, you should see the home, dashboard, events, and my courses. I don't want us to go very deep inside. I want us to go very straight to what you expect. Once you've enrolled into courses, next time you log in, just look for my courses. Look for my courses. And all the courses you've enrolled will be listed. So you can quickly click to your course. Alternatively, I indicated that we've put them to be the top courses that are shown at the top before you can go to any other course. That is the first step you should look at. If you are looking for a course you don't have, which I want us to do one, is that you can see search courses. If you're using a mobile phone, you can see the icon that looks like a lens at the top. You tap on it, it gives you the ability to search. And for this specific case, I want us to try ODeL. Let's just say ODeL. Just like ODeL student training, whichever, open it of that. If you search, you can see the result of the courses you're looking for, like what you have here. You search for the courses by typing that. Once you search and get the course, click to open it. So if you have never enrolled to it, you will see an option for enroll me. If you search for the course, you see it, you must pick enroll me. Enroll me. If you see enroll me, tap on it, you will be part of that. Click on enroll me. And you should direct it to what's displaying on the wall now. You should do something like what I'm just sharing right now. So for learning now, let's share this course. Look for the course called ODeL Students. It's easier. ODeL Student Training. Okay, so we're here from us. If you have arrived on what you can see on the screen right now, and it means if you can see what you have on the screen, it means you are there in that course. So we shall use this course to show you how to do two things. For now, we're not training everything, we can't finish out, it's a lot of work. So we shall just show two things on it. One, how to create a resource for your, and one resource specifically for this session. Just one resource. That's what I'm going to be doing that. If you search ODeL students, you find it, click tap on it, it opens, enroll it, then first, tap on it, and enroll it. And as a lecturer, it will be very easy for you to tell how many students are enrolled into your course enrolled now. For example, this course for those students have opened. Look at this menu here. It's a menu that comes. Home, dashboard, events, my courses, this course. And at this course, look at participants. When you click on participants, you can see how many others. You can tell those who are there. Now, I want to arrange it in some way to get those. Okay, so there we are. So I can see on Koba just enrolled 16 seconds ago. I can see Rose 14 seconds ago, Pamela 1 minute ago. So you can tell how many have enrolled. So 5, and so it's only 3 because this other one called Mashaya did that 1 day ago. So I've arranged in terms of who is accessing the course now, how many were there. We said we access it through this course participants. You can see what is happening. So we can go to sections of the course, click on general to show us the rest. So just like Madam Tabitha showed us, or I had earlier showed, the announcement section, we request that we start by introducing ourselves if it is ethical. These announcements you may even not face to face, but you can share. And how do you add the announcements? I would suggest that you do the following, so you can be careful of this. For those who have logged in, I want to promote the status from a student to a lecturer so that you are able to carry out some activities. So for Koba, to be specific, is a student currently, but I've added the privileges of lecturer also. So that Caroline add her status to lecturer, because for learning we need to see how to add a resource. For those who are logged in, the ones I'm sharing with, I can see Pamela. So updated her status also to lecturer. Let me see if there's any other. Yes, there is Ross. I'm the one changing the status from student to lecturer. Then you are able to add a person. Yes, once I upgrade your status, you can now add a person. Right now in the system. So when I call as a lecturer, you are the one who gives you the authorization as a lecturer. Yes. Yes, that's true. You would manage a course. For students, log in and change a course, change a resource, delete a resource. You have to upgrade the status. Yes, I'm going to do that. So what's my status now? This is my Sharia, so this one has not for lecturer also. I think we have now. So now yes, the course, that's right. Let me check who else has joined. I can see Pamela still. This is Ross. Ross is still a student, lecturer. That's right. Let me see if there's any other one left out. Yes, Caroline. Yes, Caroline 2 minutes ago. Lecturer status. I can see Kim Dorcas Zivo. We also upgrade our status. Even if you are at home, just enroll in the course and then want to see your status. I think now we have quite a number. There's another number. So we have, I think, Koba, Juma, Rose, Caroline, and Zivo. Yeah, those are the ones who have enrolled. And I've changed their status into. So I've changed their status into lecturer. Now they are able to make changes. I think we are all in. So we can now go ahead and add a resource to our unit. You can refresh, if you're still there, you can still refresh to make sure that you can, yes. There are things you should see as a lecturer, which a student cannot see. After you enroll, you should see those features. And these are the features I'm referring to. Look for something that looks like what I'm pointing right now at. Looking like a wheel or something like that. I'm pointing the cursor there. If you click on it and you see only one day you say and enroll, then you have student status. But if you point there and click and you see a list of menus, then you are a lecturer in that unit. I'm pointing there, top. If you see something like this, I'm pointing at it. Let me enlarge it for you. If you're using your phone, you should see something like what I have now. That screen is for those who are using a phone. And there is a menu. There are some 3 lines on the left. If you're using a phone, you see those 3 lines, tap on them. If you tap on the 3 lines, then you should see a menu. Among them, things like turn editing on. The screen I'm sharing right now is like that of one using a phone. There is a menu. There are 3 buttons on the top left corner. Those 3 lines, tap on them. Then you should see look for a menu called turn editing on. You can see it. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, you can add announcements, you can add a resource, you can add a quiz, you can add chat forum, area. That's what I will show you how to do that. Okay, great. So to see the add option, which Thur is asking, look for this option. Look for what I'm showing here. Turn editing on. You click on tap on that menu, then choose turn editing on, and then you click on it. So if you can't see, then you're not a lecturer. You don't have better status. Okay. Okay. I want to go back to the desktop view. So I've set it back. Okay, that's okay. Oh, sorry. Let me look for you. Yeah, I can see young Elijah. So change your status from student to art lecturer. Let's see another one. Oh, I think we only have one more. That was oh, there is Ida. We change our status also to lecturer. So any other ones logged in I can see. We said you search for ODeL students. ODeL students. Dr. Rose. Should you see that? Which name are you? Pamela, you have lecturer status. You have lecturer status. Okay. You can share that. So I go back to the discourse sections again. So okay. I think having joined, so we should see the course like this. I think most of us have already joined in. So you should see a course like what you're seeing on the screen. So let's assume that you want to introduce yourself to those students. After you turn on editing, I want to leave you and see like what I'm seeing here. Some things that look like there's announcements, there is edit. You can see many things for edit. You can see what I'm seeing here, and you have to say. Turn on editing gives you this. So as I said, we are taking two objectives. The first one we are almost there in terms of the course resource. We want to add some introduction to this course. So should you are the lecturer and you want to welcome your students, what kind of tool or activity are we going to use to have this displayed? So under announcements, after you turn editing on, you should see add an activity or a resource. Click on it. Add activity or a resource. After you turn editing on, you should see add activity or a resource. I go back again, let me come up again. You are in the course, the first thing is to turn editing on. If you turn editing on, you should see add an activity or a resource below announcements, next to announcements. So click on add activity or resource. Then you should see the various activities and resources. There is assignment, chat, choice, database, external tool, feedback, method. You should see all that. For this specific one, let's use the label. Let's use the label tool. Let's use the label. The advantage of the label tool is that it's able to display continuously. This is kind of, the information appears all the time for the user. Just have to click to go inside another label to see that directly. So choose label, click on add. Label add. As I add, you can also add yours. I want to assume they will meet maybe. They will meet here. Then, okay, so let me go back again once more for the last time. So under announcements, after you turn editing on, you should see add activity or resource. Click on it. You should see various activities, assignments, chat, choice, database, external tool, name them. Scroll down to what you see as label. Okay, then click on add. If you click on add, it will provide you with an area to type something. So type something there. Let's type something. So I just typed something there for the sake, and I click on save changes or updates, and see what happens. If you refresh your course, you should see something there. Hello students, welcome to ODeL Training. You can see that. So we use the Lego tool for that, and because I'm assuming you're going to try this at your own time. Once you see how it's done, you're going to try that out and see what happens with that. Type anything, just type anything. This is an magic sentence. Okay, yes. You refresh. You're using a laptop, press F5 key to refresh. You're using your phone, you open it again, pull down to refresh. You will see the script in the data. So this is a label tool. A label tool does not hide information of it, does not put it on another label. You see directly there for a student to see. So Christian, we will avail the resources for you, but we have a number of them available online. I want to show you where you can get them. That's for Christian, who is following from home. Okay, so having done that, I want us to, that's the first thing. After saying we're going to try this out, but also the ODeL department is open all the time, meaning you can come for specialized, specific demonstration assistant to be assisted to put your resource online. The curriculum for the LMS is quite wide. You cannot finish it in 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, or 1 week. It is quite extensive. But we're going step by step on to what is important. At this step, what is important is we want to put the resources online. And I just showed you using one item called label, but we can do any others. The only thing you need to change, which I want to show you, with adding a file. Let's assume you have got your file in a Word document or a PDF. I want us to add it at the bottom under topic 4. Let's add something there for students to access, because this is quicker than that. So let's start with a page. Click on add activity. So we repeat the same thing. Click on add. Move down and click on page. Click on add. So if you are assuming this is a topic that you're adding for students to access, the page you can paste your resources there for them to see. Let's see, for example. So just call it topic 8, how to read and pass exams. Okay. And introduction of this one. So under the page content below, I put the resource there. Whatever. Then you save. Notice something here below. I want us to check this because you can remember later. Below that course, there's something very important. Restrict. This one you can determine when it can appear. So it means you can have all content for the entire course and then decide this one should be accessed on a given date. It can only appear from, let's say, 14th of June. So you have your entire resource put online. Students, every time they log in, they'll be told, or you can allow them to see that this is available on this date. If you click on OK, you save, let's see this one. Let's see what the student will see. So is that there is topic 8 available from 14th June. So meaning you can have the entire unit put online, and you specify when does it open up for them to see the rest, including a card, including an assignment, including the last area. Now, what you have is a PDF file. You want the student to access the PDF file and it's in the computer. What do you do? We can add that down here. Let's add it under topic 8 still. So click on add activity or resource. Move down to a file. Very straight. Click on add. Then type the name of the file. call it, I've called it revision questions. I've called it revision questions. And then click on upload, select the file. Get it to your computer, choose the file. So let's see, the file is in the computer. Let's see what I can get in the computer. Documents, downloads. I can see a file called banner, for example. This is what? Click on open. And then upload this file. And then upload. And then save and close. So what will the student see? That file that you wanted them to access will be placed here. You can see topic 8. Below it, you will see revision questions. When a student clicks on revision questions, you can see the file has already downloaded. It is here. It has downloaded that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Save and close. Save and close. Save. At the bottom, scroll to the bottom.
So I don't write anything, I just have what to say.
Save, yes. If you have written your title of your document, pasted the content on the page content, save and update.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is asking to be made a lecturer.
Okay, that's good.
Elijah Jogono, Pastor Elijah.
Okay, there's another one who has just joined. Let's make him a lecturer. That is, I don't think he's logged in yet. Oh yes, we have Caroline. Oh, sorry, you read a lecturer. I can see that. Lecturer, let's see, all that. Yeah, I think you have to log in to choose the course before you can be made a lecturer.
Pastor Elijah.
So Pastor Elijah, until you pick the course, search for the course ODeL students, then click to enroll. That's what will make you that. Okay, so for finishing, this is what I want us to know, all of us. Turn off editing. Turn off editing for this course now. And let's attempt one. Turn off editing. So as we said, it's a continuous process which I'm guiding you. The most important is, do you know how to turn on editing? Then when you have your time, play around, play with the add resource. When you add and you find a problem, we can assist you, you can come for assistance, you can try seeking help. Add resources. That's the thing I want us to repeat and understand you know how to do. It's what you should be able to that. So I want us to try this out. Oh, great. Again, someone has tried that. Caroline. Great. Thank you. Can you try that topic 1 quiz? Topic 1 quiz. If you click on it, can you try it out? If you click on topic 1 quiz, I've got 2-3 questions on how. Topic 1 quiz. Topic 1 quiz, and then click on attempt now. This is a sample of topic 1 quiz. We are there. Click on it. Just click on it. Let's see how. And then you can just fill it up. What I have here on the screen shows in which country, in which counties, where I'm in campus. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So topic 1 quiz. Let's try that out. Okay. In which county is where? Make your pick. And next. Topic 1 quiz. It should show you the next question. This is the interactivity we want for students, especially for some content that we want them to do and finish. The first one was an MCQ. This second one is a true false. Kenya is in Africa, true or false. Which you should get. There's a question there. It's calculated. This is 20 plus 10 minus 10. Give the answer. And then finish the attempt. You attempted that. And then submit or finished. You should be able to see, because all these automation, the automated questions, they can be marked automatically. You should be able to see the results provided. Look at the X when you get it wrong, the student can see it's marked wrongly and the correct answer displayed. When it gets it right, you can see the green tick, and when you get it wrong, you can see the X. So that is part of the other thing I want us to see, because when you see it, you can now understand how to make it on the other side, make it work. Any question that, as far as what you cover, yes? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, you asked a very important question. There are virtual classes. How do you get these virtual classes? Where are they, and how do you access? So I want to demonstrate through one example. There's a course here for THY 511. This is one of the units.
And this before you do that, yes, sir. Now, if I want to go back as a teacher, see the students have given their response.
Yes.
And maybe I want to see from my end.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I have to go back and turn on
Anything. No, because when you are the lecturer, you can go to see what they have all done. As a lecturer, you can see that. Thank you for that. You said thank you. That's right. So, I'm looking for a one course like this one, the THY. So there is this course here called the Bible and Culture. That's a unit. That's one unit of this time. So let's click on it. THY 511. If you look at it, if you move down, of course you can see the lecture as introduced very well. Hello students, welcome to the Bible and Culture. This is the unit code. I'll be your lecturer. The unit is evaluated as follows: Cat 1, 20%, Cat 2, 20%, class participation 10%, final exam 50%. So students are already prepared in terms of how. Oh yes, you can enroll. You can enroll this. You can get it out of it after some time. Get it out. And then. Okay. Let me see. Who has enrolled there? I'm told there is a new student. Let's see. Ida. Elijah is not enrolled yet. Elijah, you have not enrolled yet. I think I can see that. So we were looking for THY 511 course. 511 course. This is in response to what he asked. What happens when we talk about this? So what happens will assist you. So pick that course, the Bible and African Culture. And below it, you should see the welcome information. Just below it is something that written virtual class. And then there is virtual class 1 and virtual class 2. So you can try picking on virtual class 1. Just click on that. Just try virtual class 1. I'm not sure what to expect on that. Then open. This is a Zoom.
So Moodle is linked to Zoom.
Absolutely. You can work with any. You don't want to provide links for anything you want.
It's only Zoom or
You can add. In fact, if you see virtual class 1, it's Zoom link. Virtual class 2 is Google Meet. Both of them are active for that class. If you have clicked on virtual class 1, you should meet me in class. Let's see. We should meet each other there. But THY 511. You can see virtual class 1. Let's enter virtual class 1. virtual class 1. So if you click on virtual class 1, you notice we have met in class. I can see, call it a number, I can see. So the link works for the whole day. There's no limitation for this. There is no 40-minute limit for this one.
Can we control the muting?
Yes, but after there's something I'll share with you privately.
I can see that, but I can't show myself. If you can't have a sound, I cannot use that. Oh, sorry. I cannot share.
Okay. So we're talking about virtual classes. What happens is we'll assist you to create a course. When you create a course, we can create a virtual class. This is what happens. I can get that directly for us to learn, and that's what the very questions are. You asked. So while inside Moodle, okay, even before I tell you about that, if you have your link to the class, let me assume there's meetings here. I'm in Zoom, and there are scheduled meetings, and choose the meeting link, even if you are in Google Meet. Pick your link. Because I'm in class, I can't create, so let me just get out of class first. Leave the class. Okay. So under meetings, I want to add a schedule. I schedule another class. Okay. Let me schedule a class and say you have your Zoom, for example, but we shall be using the university one for now. Though I know something else is happening, we tend to have, we see we can have one for them specifically to avoid it at the others. Yes. But whatever I want to show you is what you shall use for your link. That's how you should go to add it when you want to add a virtual class to your lesson. So, I'm used to this. Let me call it ABC class and save. So I've created a virtual. I've created a link from my Zoom. From my Zoom, I have a meeting created. Now look at this meeting here. Copy the invitation link, or more importantly, I'm interested you copy this meeting link. This is the joining link for the meeting. Once you copy it, so I've left out J. Okay, move that aside. Yeah, I'm not copying the first letter. Thank you for noting that. So I want to copy that, and then right click and copy that. Control C. So I've copied the link. I opened Zoom, created a meeting, I copied the link. Then go to your class online, and I want us to use the ODeL students to create a virtual class. ODeL students. Search for that course. You can leave the class because we are trying to see how to create it. He asked a question. So we have the ODeL class. Suppose we want to create a virtual class here. Just after introduction, we want to create a class here. Of course, the first thing we say, turn on. Turn ready as the first thing to make any change to your course. Number two, move to where you want to add the virtual class. Let's add it here after hello students. Click. But to add a resource, this resource you want to add is called a URL. This time around is a URL. And then click on OK. Let me click on Add. When you click on Add, you'll be presented with a screen like the one you see. Type the name of your class. So let's call it Virtual Class 7. We've called it Virtual Class 7. Under external link, paste what we copied. We copied something. Control V. Sorry, I didn't copy. Okay, no problem. It is here. Copy the link, follow it. There's nothing wrong with that. For the sake of this, I'll show you why it's correct. Then paste it. My interest is in terms of that. Then save it. save and close that. So I think I copied the entire content. Sorry for that. Now notice something. If you click on copy invitation, it copies all this information, including the rest of the information. If you know that. But our most interest is within the link. What's important is here. Join Zoom meeting by this. This is what matters most. This is what matters most. It is the link to join the meeting. Let's see. Back to the meeting. And paste it there. And then save and update. So what the students see in the course, ODeL students, is just below Hello Students, you will see Virtual Class 7, which when you click, it takes you to the meeting, just like the students in the meeting can see it all. So we are doing it for the sake of what you're asking. That's how you're asking. Okay, so finally, because we want to assess what you gained, we learn what we continue learning. For now, I want us to try this last part of it. Please open your phone, browser, and let's try this out. I need a feedback on how we finish it. So open menti.com. But just open it from your phone, menti.com. It's much easier. Your browser. This can be the heading part. Menti.com. From your, if you're at home, anywhere you are, just click on menti.com from your browser. You type these two words, menti.com, menti.com. If it asks you for a number, put the number right on the screen, menti.com. You can put up that number. This should take us less than 1 minute to have it done. Menti.com. It asks for a number, put that number there. Okay, if we are all there,